I'm just going to keep going until I'm going to keep going until I can see if the comments are coming through. So it's Louis in the UK. The name of the channel is Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. The YouTube sensation that's shooting around the world. How is everyone, all right? I'm just going to try and get in the shade so I can see if there's any comments coming in, yeah? I don't really want to get going until... Whew, God, it's proper hot, guys. That's why I got no top on. It's just too hot. So it's really been going through my head. Let me get into I need to get into shade, guys. This is like ridiculous. Woo! Ugh, can you tell that I'm all sweaty and hot? Woo! Okay. We need shade, guys. We need shade. I've been having a good think today. I'm like, I've had such an interesting week, guys. Oh my God. Okay. I'm just trying to get into the shade. Right, I'm waiting to see if I get any comments. I don't know if the internet's very good around here. We'll soon find out. I'm just gonna keep going on until I get a comment. So if anyone can comment to me, because if I don't get any comments, I'm gonna restart it. We need shade, we need shade, we need shade. So I'm in southwest UK. I'm near Bristol. I'm in a seaside resort called Weston-super-Mare. And the purpose of this channel with Team Elvis is to defend Elvis Presley against all the untruths that are said about him. So I thought today I'm going to talk about Priscilla, Memphis Mafia, and Colonel Tom Parker, and Dr. Nick. Because I'm like, it bothers me that I've been muted. We've had an attempted muting. Right, but I'm just gonna, can someone comment please? Because I don't want to do this live unless I'm getting your comments, because I can just restart the phone. Someone please comment. Someone, I'm just waiting for a comment. If I don't get a comment, I am going to restart it. I don't want to do a live without comments. God, it's so hot in the UK, guys. How hot is it where you are? Come on, someone comment. Please comment. Someone comment. We've got a like. We have a comment. Yeah, no weed today, my friend. But thanks for the comment. Who we got? Deborah, 105 Missouri, USA. How are you, Deborah? We have XXXIS the best. Hi. We have Laura Gonzalez. Hi. My hair is a mess. Right. Sarah B13. This channel is called Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Hi, Deborah. Are you okay? Hi, Mr. Football. I hope you're going to be nice. We're talking about Elvis Presley. Elvis Girl, 1977. Hello. I'm just looking at your comments. That's good, Deborah. Have you been good on the diet? Who else we got? Now, we're beaming from the southwest UK. We're trying to get subscribers to join us on our channel, Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth, because we admire Elvis. We see him as our hero. We feel that he touched our lives and changed our lives. So it's important to us that you guys get to know the truth about Elvis, not the warped version that is told to the press for the last 40 odd years. The warped version that has been spread around the world that says he's a paedophile, which is a complete lie, that says that he's a drug addict, which again is also a complete lie, that says he was a rapist, an abuser, a groomer, he was a spaced out druggie. None of these things are true. Elvis was one of the loveliest men that ever lived. He was one of the kindest, most decent men that has ever been on this planet. He was literally a 1 in a billion personality that all he cared about was doing good for the world, doing good for his friends and family, doing good for complete strangers. He did as much as he possibly could with charity, and he literally gave away all of his money. Oh, thanks, Sarah B. Sarah, unfortunately, many people say derogatory things about Elvis, but not just that. There are things that happen that seriously harm his image, his reputation. And what the most recent thing is the Priscilla film. The Priscilla film did a lot of damage for Elvis. Now, the Priscilla film is based on the book Elvis and Me that was written in 1985 by Priscilla Presley. And the whole point of that film, in my opinion, was to make Elvis look like the abuser and to make Priscilla look like the victim. Yeah? So the book Elvis and Me and the film Priscilla. So we think that's unfair because Elvis had no say in the making of that book. I'm just trying to read your comments. So we have Cola Doja, Gail Simplicity. We have Jane. Plain Puma. Do you know what? If Elvis liked the ladies, it's okay. It's completely normal for a man in his 20s, in his teenage years, and after he split up from Priscilla in his 30s to like women. It's okay, guys. It isn't a sin to like women. It doesn't make him a bad person. He treated his girlfriends like angels. Elvis treated his girlfriends like very special people. Now, if you try and watch any interview of an ex-girlfriend of Elvis Presley's, except for Priscilla, they will praise him to the max. They will say just how lovely he was, how kind he was, and how generous he was, how thoughtful he was, how gentle he was, how he made them feel special. If you were one of Elvis's girlfriends, you had the time of your life and you were made to feel like the most important person on the planet. Now, the story with Priscilla is a completely different story. Now, you guys think that Priscilla was treated badly by Elvis in the marriage. Well, I'm going to have a shock for you guys because Priscilla was unfaithful twice during the marriage, and this is why they had a divorce. This is why they divorced in 1972. The other thing you may be surprised about is that they had horrific divorce settlements that nearly bankrupt Elvis Presley that was still happening in 1977 when Elvis was very sick, seriously unwell. Priscilla was hammering Elvis for more money, hammering him for more money, and drove him almost to bankruptcy. Not many of you know that. Let's have a look. So we've got Team Elvis here are going to help you with your comments. Team Elvis, we are a group of subscribers and members that our mission is to protect Elvis's image and legacy and reputation. We're here to help you guys do your research and get the right information so that you can understand that many of the things that are said about Elvis are complete lies. Complete lies. Now, my hair is all sticking up, which is really annoying. Now, the reason I have no clothes on is because it's flipping hot. I'm in the UK and it's bloody hot, mate. So I'm stood in the shade, sweating like a pig. Right, just so you know, guys, there is a book called Destined to Die Young by Sally Hodel. It's a brilliant book. Now, this book has had a lot of research done Unfortunately, me and Sally have had our differences recently, but she is the author of a fantastic book. She did a lot of research, and this book, the research was all about proving that Elvis was not a drug addict and that he needed his medication. And a big part of this book is that he had a genetic abnormality called alpha 1, and he had it from a child that he inherited from his mother and his grandparents, that made his lungs, his liver, his heart, his colon not work properly. Could you imagine that? Your body doesn't work properly because of an illness that you've inherited, a genetic abnormality that you've inherited from your grandparents and your mother. Could you imagine that? And one thing I've learned is that Sally Hodel, when she was doing her research, she went to Tupelo and she met the Smith families, descendants of the Smith family, who gave her evidence to prove that Elvis was seriously unwell and had inherited this alpha 1. Look it up, Google it. And I'm going to do a proper video tonight. I'm going to go through Sally Hodel's research that she did to create this book, Destined to Die Young. I've got some good interviews and we're going to go through it, because even though me and Sally Hodel have different opinions, because Sally Hodel has released a video a few days ago expressing her views and opinions on how Elvis fans and Elvis channels, on what they are allowed and not allowed to say in their comments from her opinion. In my mind, from my opinion, I think that Sally Hodel is hoping to censor and mute the Elvis fans and the Elvis channels, the defending Elvis Presley channels. I think that this video that she released was a mistake, in my opinion. Now, I still have the greatest of respect for Sally Hodel. I have nothing against her book, and I'm not trying to put words in her mouth. She thinks that I should be ashamed of myself for disagreeing with her, but no, because I will do it in a respectful way. And if she thinks shame on me for having an opinion as an Elvis fan who thinks that Elvis fans, if they have opinions on Colonel Tom Parker, on Dr. Nick, on Priscilla Presley, on the Memphis Mafia, Sally Hodel seems to think that she can tell the Elvis fans, who basically are her customers that buy her book, what they can and can't say. I just don't agree with it. Now, she's just going to say I'm putting words in her mouth. But if you watch that interview 2 or 3 times that was posted a few days ago on YouTube under her YouTube channel, that she has now turned off the comments, so you can't even give your opinion of her video, which I don't think is right. I don't think it's fair to turn off comments on a video when, if you post a video that you are literally telling fans off, telling Elvis channels off, accusing the fans of being haters, accusing the Elvis YouTube channels, channels like Presley Mania and Tender Loving Elvis and my channel, of being Priscilla haters or haters, then you're going to get a reaction, because we're not haters. I don't hate Priscilla. I don't hate Dr. Nick. I don't hate the Memphis Mafia. I don't hate anything connected with Elvis. But I do have opinions, because I think many of the things those people did weren't correct and weren't fully fair to Elvis. I think Elvis has been a victim of all 4 of those things. Now, I also think they've done some good as well. I don't think the Memphis Mafia was all bad. I don't think Dr. Nick was all bad. I don't think Priscilla was all bad. I don't think there's a good and a bad to everything. I don't think Elvis was a perfect angel. Yeah? I know Elvis made mistakes. We also know that Elvis has been unfaithful before. So I'm not trying to whitewash Elvis. But I do think that the fans should be allowed and entitled to have opinions that are quite strong opinions. Now, many of the fans that give opinions, guys, they've done their research, they've done their homework, and they know what they're talking about. They were around in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, so they were there. Now, Sally Hodel, as much as I respect her, she wasn't around in those days, guys. She's much younger. And she probably is an Elvis fan. I have no, you know, if you're going to do a book about Elvis and his medical history and really research it in the way that Sally did, I would say that, yeah, she's probably an Elvis fan. If she's only doing it for money, that's different. Then it's just about the money. But I like to think that she is an Elvis fan. But she, in my opinion, has made a mistake with this book. Sorry, not with the book, with this YouTube release. I have no idea why she did this YouTube release. I think probably she was trying to, in some way, control what people say about Priscilla, Dr. Nick, Memphis Mafia, Colonel Tom Parker. But you can't do that. You can't control hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. You can't sort of say, this is my view, so you're not allowed to do it. You can't speak to people as if they're little children and tell them off, which is how it felt. I even think that when she mentioned the fact that she had an education, I think, come on guys, just because you've had an education doesn't make you smarter. It just means you went to school. And I just think that the fans who are the people that buy her book should have been treated with just a bit more respect. I really do. I really think she's disconnected herself from many of the fans. Now, of course, she will have many people that agree with her. I get that. But you can't just please the people that agree with you. You have to look at the bigger picture. And you have to think, you know, these are Elvis fans that have loved Elvis for 40, 50, 60 years. I don't want to upset any of them, yeah? And unfortunately, Sally Hodel, you have upset tens of thousands of fans. Tens of thousands of fans. And I personally think you need to make things right. I think you need to do a second video to explain yourself. I think telling me that I should be ashamed isn't going to work. That's not how you're going to fix this. You need to make yourself clear to the fans what you actually meant, because I cannot believe that you're telling the Elvis fans and YouTube channels what they can and can't say, what their views are. And this situation where you were basically saying that because Elvis had created his own like goldfish bowl world, that any people that he chose to be in that world that messed up, it is Elvis's fault. That just makes no sense. So if you pick your friends and they mess up, make mistakes, or pick your wife and it goes wrong, it's their fault. Let's have some blackberries. All right. We're having some blackberries, guys.
Hello. They've both gone now. I'm not having a black.
We're having blackberries, guys. Right, and Team Elvis, you go ahead, answer some comments while I do some blackberries. Quite nice. Let's have a look. I'm just checking out the comments, guys. Okay. So I'm just trying to go through the comments, guys. Cheryl, who else is doing it? You say there's other people jumping on the bandwagon. Can you explain that to me, Cheryl, my dear? Jane Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley treated Priscilla bad, laugh out loud. Nice clothes, hair done, money, cars, and also home. You have a good point, Jane. Are you new, Jane? I'm not sure if I recognize you. Let me know where you are. Well, Pete, you can't know that he's self-medicated. I think it's possible, but you can't really know that unless you were there. All I know is this, that he was desperately unwell and he was looking for any way of trying to give himself comfort and relieve the pain, his constipation, his headaches. His whole body was letting him down because of this alpha 1 gene that he had inherited from his grandparents and his mother. So I'm sure Elvis tried many, many different things to try and ease the pain he was in. What would you do if you were in severe pain? You'd go to your doctor and you'd get a load of medication, wouldn't you? I would, definitely. Nice blackberries. I don't think there's anybody on this live stream now that would disagree with me that if you're in severe pain, you can't go to the toilet, that you're not going to go to the doctor and say, please give me a handful of pills. Honestly, what would you do? I'm asking all of you. If you were in serious pain, you couldn't go to the toilet, unbearable pain, what are you going to do? I'll let you answer, guys. So we got Jane from Leicester. Oh, hi, Jane, yeah. We're in Weston-super-Mare, Jane. All right, yeah, but... So Cheryl is saying this. Cheryl, she's going to get some people agree with her because some people think that all Elvis fans that try and defend him, that say things about Priscilla, are haters. Well, they're wrong. The reason they have they're putting comments all over the YouTube channels and comments on channels like my channel is because they love him. They want to defend him because they're fed up of all the lies that are being told about him. It doesn't mean they're haters. I'm not a hater. I run this Elvis channel with Team Elvis. I'm not a hater. I just want the truth to come out. I don't think I'm doing anything bad by expecting the truth to be heard around the world. I think I'm actually trying to do something good with the help of Team Elvis. Team Elvis are here to answer your questions. Please subscribe, guys. If you're watching this now, can you please subscribe? It's Nadia, it's very possible, yeah. What would you do if you were in pain, Nadia, and you were desperate and you couldn't even go to the toilet? I'm sure you'd take a few more pills. Would you? Nancy, what a great story. Nancy Henriksen, you've actually met Elvis. You've been a fan of his since 1954. And when he was 26 old, and you met him, wow. You're so lucky. You are so lucky. I've always stand up for Elvis Presley every day, defend him. Thanks, Teresa. I just think, if we're talking about Sally Hodel and her book Destined to Die Young, I just think she's missed the boat. She's had so much success, which I'm really proud for her, really happy for her that she's had all this success. But then why rip into the fans? Why? I don't understand it. It's very self-destructive. I ask you, Sally Hodel, no offense. What you're doing and have done is very self-destructive. I know that you're going to get all the people that, how can I say it? I call all the Priscilla fans that in my mind have been brainwashed to believe that she was a perfect person, to agree with you. Now, Priscilla is far from being a perfect person, in my opinion, because I don't like the way she treated Elvis with the divorce and how she was unfaithful to him in the marriage. So I don't like the way that Priscilla has treated Lisa Marie. After Lisa Marie died, I think it is wrong that she carried on promoting the Priscilla film. You know, I'm entitled to these views. It doesn't make me a hater. I don't like the fact that when Barry Siegel was in charge of, was running the business on behalf of Lisa Marie, that they swindled tens of millions of pounds from Lisa Marie. And in my opinion, I think he did it with the help of Priscilla. But this is just an opinion, guys, not a fact. I wasn't there. These are just things that when I'm doing my research, these are the kinds of things we're finding out. So you know, being unfaithful a few months after the baby's born, and she's admitted it in her book. Why am I going to like that? Having an affair with Mike Stone in 1971, secretly for a year, Mike Stone, the karate champion, and then when Elvis finds out, when she tells him as well, she demands a divorce. I'm not going to be happy about that, because Elvis has always been blamed for the breakup of the marriage, and that isn't fair. I don't like the fact that people like Priscilla and the Memphis Mafia have insinuated that Elvis was a drug addict, when the truth is he was seriously unwell. He had serious chronic medical conditions, and he needed over 40 tablets a day just to stay alive. But he's called a drug addict. Well, yeah, I'm sure he was addicted to his medication, but who wouldn't be? If you need 40 tablets a day just to live, just to stay alive, well, yeah, you're an addict because you need them. So why does he have to have his name tarnished and wrecked through the press, through the tabloids? It's not fair, is it? It's like the magazines, the documentaries, the biographies, the movies, the interviews, countless interviews on YouTube that just give the impression that he was a serious drug addict, that he loved getting off his face, getting drugged out of his head. It's just so untrue. He was very ill. He was seriously unwell. He was desperate. He thought he was going to die. He was in severe pain. He had severe constipation. He couldn't even go to the toilet, guys, but he's called a drug addict. A drug addict for 40 odd years. And the fans are fed up with it. The fans, in my opinion, are coming together now to defend Elvis Presley. And there are some great channels now to defend Elvis Presley and clear Elvis's name, because we're fed up with it. Many channels like Presley Mania, like Tender Loving Elvis, Shauna and Rhonda. These channels are proud to defend Elvis. They don't feel like they're defending a paedophile or a drug addict. Do you really think that I would defend a drug addict? I would defend a paedophile. Why would I do that? Now, obviously, there's nothing against people that are addicted to drugs, because I understand that it's a serious problem. But I'm not going to stand here and defend a paedophile. So anyone that thinks that was a paedophile, you are so mistaken. Priscilla didn't move to Graceland until she was nearly 18. Elvis didn't have sex with Priscilla until she was nearly 22. So why do people call him a paedophile? Even Priscilla in her book admits Elvis did not have sex with her. Priscilla, on many interviews, has admitted that they did not have sex, recently as well. So why does the world think he's a paedophile? Why does the world think he slept with 14-year-old girls, that he liked little girls? Why would Elvis like little girls when he can have any woman he wants? And he did have many girlfriends through the 1960s, many, before he got engaged. And then even Elvis after the 1970s, when he split up from Priscilla, he had many girlfriends that were over 20. But people accuse him of being a paedophile. Why would the Elvis fans be happy with that? We want to defend him. We want to say, do you know what? You're wrong. We want to say the things you're being told are unfair, untrue, disrespectful, harm his reputation, harm his image. Are we doing anything wrong? We are going to defend Elvis Presley. This channel is called Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. And we're going to defend him to our last breath because we love him. He touched our lives and changed how we feel. When Elvis touched our lives, we were never the same again. Do any of you understand how that feels? To love and admire someone in a way where you feel different when you discover them. This is what happens to the Elvis fans. When they discover him, the true Elvis fans, when you discover Elvis and the beauty of the man, not just his looks and his voice, but his personality, his charisma, his aura, his special magic that he had, when you feel the essence of Elvis in the way that we do, you're never the same again. So you want to defend him. You want to defend Elvis, because if we don't defend a dead man, who's going to defend him? All these books that are written about Elvis, negative books that say many lies about him, who stands up to them and says you shouldn't do that? When Priscilla Presley writes a book about Elvis Presley, Elvis and Me, in 1985, a book that she wrote 7 years after he died. Remember, she was not his widow. She wasn't even with him. She writes a book about his life and her life from her point of view and paints him out to be the bad guy and her out to be the victim, well, that isn't fair. Elvis had no say in that book. So how is it fair that the whole world have treated that book like it actually happened, like it's history? It's just not fair. So when Priscilla Presley gets interviewed, she sits there and the interviewers ask these horrible, nasty questions, accusing Elvis of being an addict, being a paedophile, being a rapist, being a controller, an abuser, a groomer. When these interviewers are talking in that way and Priscilla is just nodding her head, not defending Elvis, well, the fans are infuriated. This is our opinion, guys. We're allowed our opinions. The fans are infuriated that Priscilla has sat there in these interviews over the last 30 years not defending Elvis. Now, she does praise him. She'll say that he's a great singer, that he was fun to be with, that he loved life, that he was generous, he had a beautiful gift, he was a beautiful man. But when they start asking in questions that, to me, in my opinion, completely insult the man, belittle the man, she just goes along with it. You Google it, guys. You Google Priscilla Presley interviews in the 1980s, 1990s, and you listen to the questioning that happened. A good example is Barbara Walters. But there was other people that interviewed Priscilla in the 80s, in the 90s, and I'm telling you now, she will spend half of the interview praising Elvis, but then the other half of the interview, it will be the interviewer asking derogatory questions, and she doesn't say no. She just nods her head, gives them a nice smile, goes on to the next subject. Well, we're not putting up with that. We want to defend it. We want to jump in and go, Elvis wasn't a paedophile. You didn't move to Germany until you were nearly 18. But in some of the interviews, she insinuates that she was 15 when she moved to Graceland. Now, we've done our maths, guys. She moved over just before the beginning of 1963. She was nearly 18, guys. She insinuates that she was very young when Elvis married her. Elvis got engaged to Priscilla in 1966 in December. But we are given the impression she was only 14. People even say that she was only 14 when he got her pregnant. That's ridiculous. That is stupid. They didn't get married and have sex until she was nearly 22, guys. How many of you know this? How many of you know that Priscilla Presley was unfaithful to Elvis just after Lisa Marie was born? Do any of you know that? Whilst she was married, less than a year after the marriage. I bet you didn't know that. How many of you know that in 1971 she had a year-long affair, a secret affair behind Elvis Presley's back with Mike Stone, the karate champion? And then she demanded a divorce in 1972. Do any of you know that? This is why we are infuriated. This is why when Sally Hodel, the author of the book Destined to Die Young, tries to tell us off for standing up for Elvis and calls us haters, calls our channels hate channels, we get upset. There's a backlash. We got something to say. So when Sally Hodel posted that 40-minute video trying to mute us, trying to tell us what we can and can't say about the man that we admire, well, yeah, she's going to get a reaction. She's going to get a backlash. We're the customers of her book. The book sales that she has had have been with Elvis fans. So to turn off the comments on her channel so we can't even respond to the video is ridiculous and very unfair. And how is that a debate? If you've got something to say, if Sally Hodel wants to say something about the Elvis Presley fans, then let us respond. Don't just call us all haters and then shut us down. Don't accuse the Elvis channels of hate and then shut everything down. Well, I think, Sally, over the next week or so, you're going to see some other videos that are also disappointed with that video that you released. I'm not the only person that is upset with that video that you released, trying to mute the fans. And I don't do it from a point of view of hate. I'm hoping that you will have a second thoughts, have a rethink about that video and take the fans more into consideration and understand how they feel, why they're upset. I'm hoping that you may even apologize to the fans. And I'm not saying that from the point of view of hate or putting words in your mouth. I'm not ashamed of defending Elvis. It's not shame on me for defending Elvis. I'm proud to defend Elvis. That's the name of this channel. Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Please subscribe now. Please subscribe now. Anyway, guys. Deborah, are you still there? How's Deborah going today? I think I'm not seeing the comments, but I'm going to make my way back home now. I hope I'm not freezing, because I know that sometimes on these walks, everything freezes. Whee! I'm just checking the comments, guys. Yeah, the comments have stopped at the moment. It must be a poor internet connection. I'm going to make my way back home. But anyway, I'm just sort of repeating myself. I want to try and pick some new topics, but I did want to do a live stream. I'm still going to stick with the Destined to Die Young book, because I want to do some research into how Sally Hodel did her research to find out Elvis Presley's medical history. I'm just interested to know how she got her documents, her evidence, because I still really like the book, even though I'm very unhappy with the post. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to do another live a bit later. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Team Elvis. Thanks, Nadia and Stacey and Deborah. Please subscribe. And I'm probably in about an hour and a half. I'm going to do one more live on the PC. And we're going to go through and try and find a bit more research into this book, Destined to Die Young by Sally Hodel. Because I have no hard feelings to Sally. I put it out there for her to try and make things right with the fans, make things right with the Elvis channels. This is an opportunity for you. You can take it, you can grab it with both hands if you want, or you can just dismiss us like we're nothing. It's completely up to you. Thank you. All the best to everyone. Take it easy, everyone. See you soon.